Hey guys, FiFi's TQE here, trade qualification engine, and putting together a video here to go over the trend spine. It is, I've had a lot of people message me like, oh, this is great. It's an added layer of confluence, right? To kind of understand market flow and the structure and to know, when to stay or get out of the trade, right? So we're gonna go over this both on, the lower time frames on the 5 minute and on the daily and kind of go over everything and how you kind of use the information here to have a better idea of like, hey, is the trend continuing? Do I need to look to get out? Are there any kind of signals or topping signals or reversal signals, right? So we'll go through this all, right? And there's four main layers to it, right? Number one is the trend spine. This is really the core regime guide, right? This is going to tell you green, okay, we're trending up and we're bullish. Yellow is transition, we're a little bit chop, and then red is like okay, there's selling pressure, right? And something that I added recently into it is the different states here, right? So as you can see here with this Palantir, it was green. This is on the daily, and some chop, and we got red pressure selling down, some chop, green, now red. Now we're back down in red, and it's saying that this is the trend is red, right? There's downward selling pressure there. The next one is the color of the candles. As you can tell, it's kind of just more there visually, so you understand. Hey, this is a green candle, green phase. Rather, yellow is like transitionary chop, and then red is obviously bearish. And then as well as with the dots too, it kind of helps you understand if there's buyers or sellers active. And there you'll see some tags on these charts, right? T, B, R, and what does that mean, right? So R is going to mean a reversal, but for any of these to validate, right? So it's going to print an R, which is a potential reversal, and then the only way this validates or confirms is if the next candle prints below it, right? Or the next one of the next three candles on the daily prints below the bottom wick, right? That's when this is confirmed. If you look over here as well, um, on the bottom here, right? So this printed a B, this printed a B, right? It didn't validate, didn't validate. This one validated because this one closed over the top wick over here. And if you look at some topping signals, my favorite chart with Tesla, let's see. We get a reversal here, right? So we get an R, and then the second candle reverses, right? So it validates this reversal up. So you can see the trend, even though it is transitionary and kind of choppy, it does bounce up for a bit, and then you see the green, and the green arrows essentially mean upward momentum. So to kind of walk through this in real time, as you can see, let's see, we'll go to like a 5 minute chart here, right? With FLNC, we're looking at an intraday, see how you could use this in tandem, right? So here, so it fires off here, right? 7 out of 8. You could have entered here, 7 out of 8 on going long. And you can see everything's still green. The trend spine is green. The candles are all green. No cause for concern. Keep writing it up. It's green, right? No, okay. There's a little bit of concern. Okay, potential local top. Have my attention. So it dips a little bit. Nope, we're still good. Still good. We're still good. Okay, another R, which is a potential reversal. You have my attention a little bit. So still monitor it, but everything's still green. And the second that this turns yellow as a state of transition, that's when the early warning of, okay, we should look potentially to exit my position or place a pretty hard stop right around here, right? Because this could turn any second. Okay. Bounce down, tests the trend spine, and might bounce up a little bit. But from there, as you can see, it goes from red to yellow, which is the warning, right, to red. So we end up dipping. So if the second that this turned yellow over here, if you would have exited, you know, you would have been in good shape, right? So, and a good example of how you could use it as an added layer of confluence when you're trading intraday. And then when you're looking at the larger, like the bigger time frames on the daily, right? So if we're looking at Palantir here, general rule of thumb is, as long as they're green and green dots, no need to sell if you're long. Right. The second that we start seeing yellow, like an R here in reversal, Okay, that's when we probably want to flip short. When we see red, you look over here, it's green, no reason to sell, we're staying green, and then red again, right? So here, the current state of pounds here went from transition to red, right? So this is saying that unless it really clears over this 185 mark, there's no reason to go long there. But you can see, right, in the stage two uptrend, like when Palantir over here, from where it's like chopping over here and, consolidating a little bit, the second it broke out here on April 16th, went green. So you could have wrote it from April 16th at $86. And this stays green pretty much the whole time. A couple, some consolidation, what have you, all the way to the top right here at 189. Right. So from $86 to 190, you could have wrote it there. As well as here, see here, January 23rd, $70. How crazy, let's think of $70. And, you're riding it green, you're riding the trend green. And the second that you see like a big, like a big transition candle like this, you get out. Where you get out when it flips red, right? But still, even from there, from 70 to 115, 1 to 10. So, again, just a quick overview. You don't have to use this, right? But I think it just paints a good picture as far as what the market structure is. And you obviously want to be trading with the direction of the market, not against it. So, if you're trying to go long here on Tesla, probably not a good idea. You want to wait until it confirms and flips over. An example of that here is like we'll look at iron. So iron, obviously topped out a little bit over here and then came down. It was red on a decline, chopped around, yellow, boom, green, right? And now it's definitely in a bullish structure and heading up, right? So there would be no reason, like what I would look for in iron is, come back and test this trend line anywhere near it, come back and test it, and then go long. As long as this stays green and it's bullish, no reason to exit your position. Well, guys, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help, and always love any kind of feedback or suggestions that you may have as well. Thanks, guys.